In this lesson, you are going to hear an audio example of a beat that's actually going to line up with this graphic so we can understand how all those different pulses can come together to create something completely different called a beat. This is example 3 from the book. So you can hear that there are definitely different things happening here. Okay, now let's go through and break it down. So watch for me when I point like this is when pulse number 1 and pulse number 2 are happening. And we have pulse number 1 and pulse number 2. We're going to color code these. Oh, how about red? These are pulse number 1 and pulse number 2. So whenever these happen, I'm going to go like this. Here we go. Pulse number 1 and 2. Okay, so that's pulse number 1 and 2. 1 plus 2. Now you can hear that in pulse 1 and 2, there's one really low sound, and there's sort of a higher clicking sound. There's like a thump, like someone's dropping something, and then there's a little click up above it. Let's listen to it one more time. Right there. Hear that? It was like something fell, went thump, and something also went click. Okay, so the thump, that's pulse number 1, that's the lower one. And then that higher click, that's pulse number 2. Now let's listen out for pulse number 3. And remember, pulse number 3 actually happens 2 times. So for every 1 time that we have pulse number 1 and 2, we're going to have pulse number 3 is going to happen 2 times. See that? We have 2 3s. Now let's get our little color coding going here. All right, so here's pulse number 3. Okay, we're going to listen to the music now, and I'm going to point out again with my finger where pulse number 3 is happening. Pulse number 3 is sort of a hollow clicking sound. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. 3, 3, 3. Okay, so pulse number 3, let's listen to it one more time so you can really get it. It's that hollow clicking sound. That right there, a little pop. That. See, there it is again. There it is again. Pulse 3, pulse 3, pulse 3, pulse 3. Okay, so let's unpack what we have so far in terms of our pulses. We have pulse number 1 and 2. Now, every time pulse number 1 and 2 happen, they sound exactly the same. They also happen at even intervals of time. So 1 and 2, they come back around every single time they're exactly the same. That means they are both pulses, but they're 2 different pulses. Now, pulse number 3, every single time it comes back around, it's the same volume, it sounds the same, it's not speeding up, it's not slowing down, so it is a different pulse from pulse number 1 and 2. Now, one more thing to point out. I know I mentioned this earlier, but this really is important, that pulse number 3 is happening 2 times for every 1 time that pulse 1 and 2 happens, and then pulse 3 happens 2 times. And pulse 3 is still happening at even intervals. It sounds exactly the same. It is a pulse, for sure. Now let's talk about pulse number 4 and 5. We're going to give these guys the blue color. Okay. I'm going to point out again with my finger every single time pulse 4 and 5 come around. That right there, that sound. That. There it is again. So it might be a little hard for you to hear that there's two separate sounds there, but there are. There's sort of this drum sound, this pop happening, and then also there's another hollow clicking sound that's different from the other hollow clicking sounds happening on top of it. There it is. Can you hear that there's a drum hit and a hollow clicking sound there? If you can't, that's okay. Just as long as you can hear that 4 and 5 are happening together and that they are different from 1 plus 2 and 3, that's all you really need. So there you go. Every time we go through this series of pulses, 1 plus 2, 3, 4 plus 5, 3, 1 plus 2 is happening one time, 3 is happening 2 times, and 4 plus 5 are happening 1 time. Let's listen through this example one more time, and I'm going to call out the beats as they happen. 1 plus 2, 3, 4 plus 5, 3. 1 plus 2, 3, 4 plus 5, 3. Listen. 1 plus 2, 3, 4 plus 5, 3. 1 plus 2, 3, 4 plus 5, 3. Excellent. I will see you in the next lesson where we are going to tie up all things beat. I will see you there. Hey there, if you want to learn more about music theory, I highly recommend right now going to grab the 10 things everyone should know about music theory. It's a free download for you that you can get right now. There's a link in the description, also in the pinned comment below this video. So what are you waiting for? Go grab that thing and I will see you in the next video.